Good evening. You find me on the allotment after rather a busy day. Much mowing has taken place, including the inevitable Cub Cadet XT2 repair that goes along with every time you use the thing. I use the yellow mower, which is the Cub Cadet, for doing the lawn at the top. And then I use the quad bike and the big orange mower for mowing the rest of Bob's garden and the field at the bottom. Now I know these are abstract things even to long time listeners to the podcast, but all you need to know is that I use the big boy for the big grass, and where I want a lovely lawn I use the Cub Cadet, but it's quite a big lovely lawn, a lot of sticks, a lot of trees, and it has a habit of stopping working for all sorts of different reasons. During my ownership it's had new blades, new belt, new gearbox, flat tyres, and today I must have let one of the tyres get low because the tyre came off, so I had to try and get it back on the rim. Anyway, none of that is interesting. Or is it? You tell me. You find me stood for the first evening of the summer, really, in Bob's garden on the allotment. I've let the chickens out for a bit of a scratch around, at which they are thrilled. I haven't fed them any corn yet, but I will. Hopefully that'll make them come in on their own and I won't have to walk around with a twig trying to get them back in. The allotment looks very different to how it looked 2 years ago. We've got some huge patches of ryegrass that I've let go long, that I planted as green manure and haven't really ever incorporated back into the soil. After I planted the green manure, I actually stopped digging the beds over, so it was never incorporated back into the soil to do its green manuring job. But it does look quite nice, interspersed as it is with dandelions, the little fluffy seed things you can blow. Raised beds are coming on. I've had some timber off the building site up the road. I did ask, and I will shortly be making covers for those, and have to move a few arches as well to grow the beans up. We've had a lot of success on the second row of planting. Let me go into the greenhouse. And oh, there's a beer there. Happy with that. Hashtag drink watch. I'm on a tiny rebel. That's the name of the brewery. The beer is called Club Tropicana. It's actually good. It's actually very, very good. So, let me talk you through the successes we've had in the greenhouse. Already coming through in the seed trays are cabbage, courgettes, which have put up some mighty leaves, Brussels sprouts, so we may have some for Christmas dinner, kale, that's quite easy to grow, I've done that before. Of the tomatoes, 2 of the Gardener's Delight, and that's 2 out of 15 have come through. 1 really early, nice big leaves on it. The other a minuscule little thing. But none of the other cherries or the money makers have yet to show themselves. But I'm having patience. I believe that's what you have to do as a gardener. Beetroot, yeah, every one of those has put a seedling up. Echinaceas, not a can't even see a single one. French beans, good. Dahlias, good. Dwarf beans, yeah, nothing through the surface yet, but I can see movement. Nothing from the Savoy cabbage either, but the lettuce, purple stripe broccoli and the peas all looking good. I had a friend who I met at the school gate, a school mum. She's donated me some things this week. So I'm now also growing butternut squash, watermelon, if you can believe that, pumpkins, kohlrabi, got one of those, and some different type of kale. Looking at the other side, oak trees, fantastic. And the new sunflowers have put on an absolute spurt in the last couple of days. So all in all, the greenhouse is starting to look, as it should, very green. Shall we exit? I fancy a sit down, but I shan't, as I might fall asleep. I'm out now. I need to shoo a hen out of a raised bed. Get out! Out! Oh, bugger. This way. Come here. I'm chasing my favourite hen, because they do a very good job of digging over my no-dig beds, and then a week and a half later they're full of weeds. Oh, I've got to say, Club Tropicana is up my street these days. It's very good. There's some wild rhubarb growing just off to the left of my raised beds. I pontificated about it earlier on, last week I think, when I do think it's now ready. So I'm going to cut a bit and eat a bit. This last week and a half really makes you appreciate living in the countryside. Because sort of last month, all of a sudden, everything got very green. And now, in the last week, it's still as green. But it's got big. Growth is happening. 3 days and the lawn needs cutting. The meadow currently is knee high already, and it was down to the ground 3 weeks ago. So we are definitely in mowing season. Well, I think it might be time to put the chickens to bed. Normally, I would be about to do, or will have already completed, a job. But because it's the end of the day, and my job has been mowing, there's naught to do. I've been given some onions as well, the Red Baron onions, and main crop potatoes. These also came from a school mum, so thank you, Stephanie, if you are listening. Very welcome gifts. I will get them planted, hopefully at the right time, because I do tend to put things in the garden, in the ground, just whenever I sort of feel like it, and that's kind of why I don't have a great deal of success. But I am learning. Until next time.